Yo, what's going on? Coming at you right now is possibly the most biased comic review you've ever heard in your fucking life. Let me tell you something. I love Birthright. Birthright is my shit. I cannot get enough of Birthright. I recommend this series to literally anybody who reads comics, anybody who's thinking about reading comics, anybody who wants to get put on to reading comics. I say, yo, you need to read Birthright. I love this series. It starts out on 10 and it never stops. Birthright number one opens up with Aaron Rhodes playing a game of catch with his 6-year-old son, Mikey. He lobs a throw into the woods a little bit past the tree line, and he allows his 6-year-old son to go run and retrieve it unattended. Nothing wrong with it. No big
Just
deal.
a little frolic in the woods.
Anyway, he receives a call from his wife, Wendy, just to inform him that she and their oldest son have completed the setting up for the birthday celebration and that he should come on home. She asks what they're doing, at which point Aaron begins to realize that Mikey has not returned from the woods. Aaron begins to panic, which causes Wendy to panic, and Mikey's starting to look a little missing.
That boy's in the
So
trunk
this
on an
launches an
interstate
investigation, which over the course of a couple months, it's not looking too good.
somewhere. The lovely bones.
Although they retain hope at first, the Rhodes family is eventually fractured under the accusation that Aaron had something to do with Mikey's disappearance. Which starts out as a rumor, trickles into a media narrative that ultimately causes even Wendy to leave Aaron, as she suspects Aaron's role in Mikey's disappearance. The next page cuts over to young Brennan Rhodes sometime later, still putting up missing flyers in search of his younger brother. He makes quick work of a bully before running away from a teacher who tries to intervene in the confrontation. As he escapes to their family home, you can see just how far things have fallen. Things, of course, being Aaron Rhodes. With the media circus and the breaking of his family having taken their toll on him, Brennan finds Aaron curled over a bottle in Mikey's old room, a shell of his former self. It is at this point that the lead investigator on Mikey Rhodes' disappearance, Detective Brooks, shows up to the Rhodes family home. Brooks insists that Aaron as well as Brennan accompany him down to the police station immediately. He says it's in their best interests. Upon arrival, Aaron and Wendy get into it, but they quickly forget their argument upon seeing Brooks' discovery. It's Mikey, or at least the man who claims to be Mikey.
Everybody is in shock, and nobody quite believes it except for Aaron. Aaron is convinced that that is Mikey. He recognizes him immediately. Meanwhile, inside of the interrogation room, Mikey recounts his tale of what happened the day that he went missing. Shortly after chasing the ball into the woods, Mikey found himself in another dimension, face to face with otherworldly beasts. It was there he was rescued by Ryan and Zari, and he met Rook, the one who would raise him for the remainder of his childhood into adulthood. See, this world was under attack by the God King Lore, a dark, seemingly omnipotent force. We learn of the existence of a prophecy that foretells Mikey being the chosen one, the one to defeat the God King Lore. And thus was able to travel back home. Mikey claims he just wants to see his parents and be with his family once again. Now, I'm going to cut the summary of the issue here because I don't want to spoil the ending of this issue, but I just have to say how much I enjoyed it. It is really cool, and it just piqued my curiosity about this series. From the beginning, this issue had my interest, and even through the ending, it only made me want to pick up the next issue. I had so many questions when I first read this. What happens to his family now? How does Aaron react? How does Wendy and Brennan react? What does Mikey do from now on? How is he going to be reintegrated into the world? What happened over in the other dimension? I want to hear stories. I want to see his battles. I'm more interested in the world building of this series. I'm I'm very interested to hear more about the war. I want to hear more about the God King lore, and I want to hear more about his lieutenants. I want to hear, I mean, there's just so much. So yeah, I just can't give this issue enough praise, this series enough praise. I can tell you that as soon as I read the first issue, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I ordered like the first like 9 volumes. Like I'm still catching up and finishing those. So this series, I can tell you as somebody who's, I dived headfirst into it. The series starts out on 10 and it honestly just never stops. So I absolutely recommend this series. As an issue, this was a 5 out of 5 for me. This issue just hooked me as soon as, within the first couple pages, I was hooked. And yeah, it never really stopped for me. So, go ahead and check out Birthright. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you, listening and watching. And, I'll see you guys next time. Be well.